right? So to factorize the quadratic, you can follow these steps and then we'll do an example. So the first thing that you do, you identify A, B, and C. We all know what I'm talking about. A, B, and C, as we know, the standard form for quadratic is ax squared, right? Ax squared. So A is the coefficient of x squared. Plus bx plus c. All right. Okay. B is the coefficient of x and c is the number by itself. So you identify E, B, and C. The second thing you do, you multiply E times C. You find the product of A times C. Okay. You find the product of A and C. A times C. Or a better way of saying it, find the product of A times C. The third thing that you do, identify a pair of factors of. Now, when you multiply A times C, another way of writing A times C is AC, isn't that so? So you find the two factors of AC. Now, AC is going to be a number. You find two factors of AC such that they can both add, they can both multiply to give AC. All right. So when you multiply them, you're supposed to get AC. All right. So when you multiply them, you suppose to get AC. Okay. So you are casually learning that skill under very reduced pressure, if you want to put it that way, because it's revision that's going on. You will not be tested on that, but it's a skill that you may need in the future. So therefore now, those two factors must both multiply to give you AC and, right, both multiply to give you AC and add, right, to give the value of B. Okay. Okay. So when you multiply, you must get AC. So when you add, you must get B. Sometimes that's where the difficulty sometimes does and students find themselves in. Then when you do that now, you replace BX with, okay, you replace BX with with those two factors as coefficients of x. Okay. Therefore, you should have 4 terms now. Fifth step, factor out the first two. Remember, you have 4 now, so you have 2 and 2. So factor out the first 2 and the second 2 separately. Your both brackets must contain the same expression. All right, very careful. The both brackets must contain the same expression. Okay. So when that happens, you factor out that repeated bracket placing the, all right, the elements you want to put that way, which of course are coefficients. I'll tell you what, I'll point them out to you, into brackets. Okay, so you could remember when we completed the square. So just to recall, let's do a little recall here. When you complete in the square, the transformation you're going to do with the quadratic, right? And please revise your completing the square. You're going to do a transformation with the quadratic. Do an operation upon it whereby it's going to undergo a transformation whereby it was once upon ax squared plus bx plus c, and it's going to look like a outside of bracket x plus p close bracket all squared plus q. All right. However, when you factorize it now, okay, for factorization of the quadratic is another transformation you're going to do with the quadratic. So you're going to start with the quadratic like that, ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay. But your final answer going to look like that. So you're going to have, it could be a, but you're going to have, let's say, a bx. I want to use the letter b again because it might confuse. Let's say a px plus, let's say, r qx plus s, for example. So your final answer going to look like that. You're going to have a pair of brackets. That's when you factorize a quadratic. Okay, so bear that in mind. Example. So let's do an example.